Today's the big day, girls. It's game day. Little follicles, gonna produce some winners. You've been training for this. You know about all the things you need to do.
Sports, mum.
You need to drop out there for your mum. Mums. You got this.
I'm so hungry. I have to fast. I normally wake up at about 4 a.m. starving every day anyway.
Really rude that I'm like hoofing my breakfast in front of you.
I don't think it's rude. It's pretty standard that some people are eating and some people aren't. I'm driving myself to the clinic because Nina can't be bothered. There's still restrictions around stuff. But then Nina's going to come and pick me up.
All right, hands in.
All right. Quack, 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 quack. Ducks. I mean eggs.
Anyway.
Classic.
How you feeling, Claire? Back home?
I'm feeling pretty stoked. I'm a bit tender. I've got a little heat pack on my little
heat bag.
tummykins.
Yep, Mr. Tumnus.
And have been ordered to lay on the couch and watch movies for 24 hours. So I'm not complaining about that. But yeah, so happy.
Can you believe you made 9 eggs?
It's pretty cool.
You did it.
I'm so clever.
You are so clever.
So that's obviously enough to make 3 servings of scrambled eggs.
Oh, shoot.
I guess they're already wiggle-waggling away with the sperm in some little jars or something.
Oh, yeah, the embryologist.
The embryologist has them. I met the embryologist just before I went under. And I was like, oh, hi. And she was like, hi. And I was like, and then I was awake again. Tomorrow we find out how many, I guess, turn into embryos. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
It's also confronting, I guess. It's nerve-wracking because you wake up and you see your number of how many eggs they get out on your hand. And I was looking at it from the side and I was like, that's not a number. And then they were like, no, look. And I was like, oh, 9. It's very funny. But yeah, 9 doesn't mean 9 embryos. It's all just day by day, one day at a time at the moment. Fingers crossed for 9, that would be pretty cool. Depending on how many embryos there are and if they're all healthy and everything, there might be 1 more month of egg retrieval. So we might have to do all of this again. There needs to be enough for if it doesn't work. We need to be able to try at least a few times, I guess. 5 days from today, if there's enough embryos, they'll pop one back in me. It's entirely possible that in 5 days I will be pregnanto.
But we won't know even for another 10 days after that.
But yeah.
Lots of waiting.
Lots of patience and lots of being kind and
cups of tea.
The surgery was actually pretty much the least scary thing ever. I was maybe only in there for about 15 minutes. I went in, had a chat with the admissions nurse who asked me a bunch of questions and it was all very easy. And our wonderful fertility specialist came in and chatted me through a little bit about what was going to happen, which is really not a lot. I just basically went in, had a little nap, came out and got to eat sandwiches. I think like when you're paying the big bucks for some kind of medical procedure, you should ask for more sandwiches. So that's what I always like to do. And then I just waited for Nina. There was not really much to it.
You did it.
I feel tired, but so stoked. Such a good result. Did we have a phone call?
We did have a phone call. We have some eggies that have been fertilised successfully.
Yeah.
So of the 6 that they fertilised, there's 2 that definitely are successful, have been successfully fertilised. And there's another 2 that they're looking pretty good. They're going to wait for Friday. They just haven't split yet, she said. But she said they're waiting till Friday, so let us know. So potentially 4, definitely 2 of the 6, which is good. It's not terrible. It's not all 6. She was, said it was very reasonable results. Our fertility specialist team will call us today. Repromed will call us on Friday and let us know about the other 2. So I may still be looking for at a transfer for Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Of course it was like, the other 2 weren't viable, but that's of course a bummer.
So there's definitely 2 good ones.
Definitely 2 good ones.
So
And possibly 2 more.
okay.
Yeah.
So we'll talk to the specialist and take it from there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's amazing how it's like 9 eggs, 6 eggs, 2 eggs, you know.
Yeah.
But it's still, you know, one's all you need.
One's all you need.
But yeah, well, it's a great outcome that we've definitely got.
One's all you need, two's all you can afford.
I think it's a great outcome that we've definitely got 2. And 2 possibly in the works.
Far out.
Yeah.
Far out Brussels sprout.
How do you feel about it?
I feel sad that there's only 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And I think, like, a little bit overwhelmed at the possibility that the best option might be to have to do all that again.
Mm-hmm.
For another egg retrieval. But that might be, like, if she says that that's the best option, then it's like, yeah.
Yep.
Then that's the best option, and then that's what we'll do.
Yeah.
So it's been a little bit of a roller coaster the past day and a half.
We've had a bit of sort of toing and froing with our fertility clinic.
Just really, really, like, confusing. The first phone call that we had yesterday morning was from the lab, and I guess they at the lab are like, these are the facts, this is the information, but how do we know what that actually means? So I was like feeling super down and like, oh man, we only have 2 good ones. And then in the afternoon we got a phone call saying we're good to go for a transfer on Saturday. And I was like, oh, I was so surprised by that because
Yeah, me too.
like the last time we spoke to the fertility specialist, she had said if we didn't get enough embryos, then we would do another egg retrieval. So I was very confused about like why are we going ahead when there's only 2? So I was like, oh, maybe 2's a lot, but it was just so confusing. So I said, can we check that we don't need to do another egg retrieval? And they checked.
And this was speaking to the nurse.
This is speaking to one of the nurses.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was so confusing, but she checked and it was all good. And I was like, what? Really? Why is the story changed? I just personally felt that's not what the plan was. I will be so stoked if we get to have 1 child, but ideally we would like to have 2. So then the problem is, if it is a successful pregnancy, that would obviously be amazing, but then we're left with only 1 embryo for the future. So the plan is to freeze embryos and have them banked up, ready to use in a couple of years' time. So if we only have 1 and it doesn't work out, then my ovaries are 2 years older. I'm already 37. It's like, that doesn't to me seem like a good plan. Like, that's why I was so surprised that it was going ahead.
Lucky that Claire is the person that she is, because I was sort of like, oh, okay, well, that's what they're saying, so it must be true. They know all of the things and they're surely all on the same page.
I'm more like, sorry, if there's a change to the story, explain to me why. We got to actually have a conversation with our specialist today, and she still was like, let's take things day by day, and like possibly tomorrow morning there'll be more news because they will have been able to see where those embryos are at, and maybe the other 2 that were only maybes, maybe they're a yes now, and maybe like there's so many maybes that it's like totally it to me, and maybe I just misinterpreted things, I don't know, but it's very good to trust those instincts, because I think we are taught, like, if someone who's a medical blah 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 says that but it's like, no, we might not be doing a transfer on Saturday, and it is a good idea to potentially do another egg retrieval.
We don't know yet. We've got to wait and see.
Yeah.
We're going to learn more on Friday.
It's just a whole roller coaster, as it was always promised it would be. This doesn't feel like a very positive film.
Doesn't have to be. We're going to wait to hear tomorrow, basically.
But I'm starting progesterone tonight so that it's an option. What do I want to wear when I'm being impregnated?
Great question. Something that's meaningful to you, I think. That's pretty good.
Is this the baby making outfit?
That's the one. And I'm wearing a t-shirt that my mum made about 30, well, how old am I? 35, so she made it like 37 years ago.
Not to be. Whoa. So we just made a pretty massive decision. We found out yesterday that the two maybes didn't develop any further, which was a bit upsetting. And then it's been like, what are we going to do? Are we going to just hope for the best with these two embryos? We just spoke to our specialist and she was like, you could go either way because both of them are looking really good, which is not always the case. Sometimes it's, oh, damn, neither of them are looking good. So we have a 10 cell and a 12 cell. And they said the goal for today is 11 cells. 10's good, but 12 is like primo baby. So we're going to do it. Bugger it. Why not? See what happens.
Gonna have a little bloody legend.
We have give birth to a little bloody legend. And if you want some of this merch, that's actually my own that I created. Isn't it clever?
You're the mother of that merch.
I am merch mother. All right, I'm going to take my vitamins.
All right, we really need to hurry.
We need to get out of here and go get impregnated. We've got 10 minutes before we have to be in there. Let's do a little chat to camera. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
It's pretty exciting.
Very exciting.
It's been such a roller coaster of a week from thinking like, oh no, this isn't going to work out, to this is working out, to this is not working out, to this is not going to work out, to we have to do another egg retrieval ASAP, and to no, we don't. How are you feeling, Nina? Okay, I've just asked how she's feeling, but turns out I haven't had coffee for weeks, and my God, I'm cranking through my sis. It feels like it, but it's not. Nina has just been playing Tchaikovsky in the car, which is incredibly victorious music. It was heralding in the impregnation.
Yeah, it's really joyful. It's a really joyful song. It was one of the Nutcracker songs.
La 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 la.
That's right. I feel so excited. I feel really good. I feel hopeful and I feel like I'm going to give it a red hot go. We spoke to our specialist and it was really beautiful and she's awesome. She just, was really reassuring and supportive of us making the call that's right for us.
She said that because both of the embryos are looking like really good, there was no wrong decision to make.
And even though we're obviously losing our minds with excitement, I think it was really special as well to hear the genuine excitement in our specialist's voice.
Yeah.
Like she was so excited.
Yeah,
She's
she
like,
loves it.
I love it when it's good news.
My bladder is chockers. That's a thing. I just hope that I don't piss myself.
Okay. It's time.
I feel like if I were to go to the toilet right now, I would still have a full bladder in 20 minutes.
She's ready. How are you feeling?
It's wild. I just wish maybe I just had slightly less water. So it's like in that crib. This is so full on.
Yeah. Doing well, sweets.
Place the embryo in.
Yeah.
It has
Oh,
come
wow.
out. Yeah. Beautiful.
It's in there.
That's a really good location right there.
Wow. How you
You
feeling?
literally just got pregnant, Claire.
I keep wanting to make a video to talk about like what's happened, and I'm just so tired. I've got big updates and I'm so tired.
You are. Very tired. It's 13 minutes past 8. But you fell asleep at 7:30. I'm woken you up for fruit and yogurt.
I'm growing a baby now.
Yeah.
We've got this one super healthy looking embryo that's in me and one super healthy looking embryo that is still in a petri dish or whatever they're in. And so that was still a waiting game to find out if it was going to be suitable for freezing. And we found out yesterday that it is. So we have one little bubblet in my uterus right now. And now we have a 10-ish day waiting game to find out if it has embedded properly in the endometrium, which is just a fancy way of saying the tum-tum. All right, let's get on to more important things. Backgammon.